Tatami Galaxy. Released in 2010 and directed by Masaki Yuasa, Tatami Galaxy drops you into a looping, almost suffocating version of college life where every decision branches into a different reality. The story follows an unnamed protagonist navigating his university years, constantly trying to achieve a rose-colored campus life, yet failing repeatedly due to his own indecision and overthinking. Alongside him are key figures like the chaotic Ozu and the mysterious Akashi, who anchor his fragmented experiences. What makes this anime feel like a fever dream is its rapid-fire narration, surreal transitions, and the way time resets without warning, forcing you to question whether anything is truly progressing. The plot is less about linear events and more about possibilities. What could have been if different choices were made? Its distinct feature is its structure. Each episode is a parallel universe, forming a conceptual puzzle rather than a traditional storyline. The deeper lesson here is brutally honest. Perfection doesn't exist, and chasing ideal outcomes only traps you in cycles of regret. Reality, the show argues, is something you must commit to, not endlessly optimized. Fooly Cooly. This anime released in 2000 and is directed by Kazuya Tsurumaki. Fooly Cooly is a chaotic coming-of-age anime that blends absurd humor with emotional depth. It follows Naota Nandaba, a bored and detached boy whose quiet life is upended by Haruko Haruhara, a reckless and mysterious woman who crashes into his world, literally sparking bizarre phenomena that emerge from his head. The story unfolds in a wildly unpredictable way, shifting styles, tones, and even animation techniques without warning, creating a sense of constant disorientation. What seems like pure randomness actually reflects Naota's internal struggle with growing up, expectations, and identity. The exaggerated visuals and nonsensical events symbolize the confusion of adolescence. Rather than offering clear explanations, the anime forces viewers to experience the instability firsthand, reinforcing its message. Maturity cannot be rushed, and growing up is chaotic, confusing, and deeply personal. Paranoia Agent. Released in 2004 and created by Satoshi Kon, Paranoia Agent revolves around a mysterious assailant known as Lil Slugger, whose attacks seem to spread like a psychological epidemic. The story follows multiple characters, including detectives Keiichi Akari and Mitsuhiro Maniwa, as they investigate the phenomenon. Each victim appears to be under immense stress, suggesting that the attacker may be less a person and more a manifestation of collective anxiety. The narrative constantly shifts perspectives, making it difficult to determine what is real and what is imagined. Its defining feature is its episodic structure that gradually builds a larger psychological picture. The lesson is deeply relevant. Escapism and denial can create shared illusions that spiral out of control. The anime portrays reality as something fragile, easily distorted when individuals refuse to confront their problems. Paprika. Directed by Satoshi Kon in 2006. Paprika is a psychological sci-fi film that dissolves the boundary between dreams and waking life. The story centers on Dr. Atsuko Chiba, who uses a device called the DC Mini to enter patients' dreams as her alter ego, Paprika. When the device is stolen, dreams begin leaking into reality, creating chaotic, visually overwhelming sequences that feel both mesmerizing and deeply unsettling. Characters like Detective Konakawa become trapped in these collapsing dreamscapes, blurring identity and perception. The plot unfolds like a puzzle where logic constantly slips away, making you question what is real at any given moment. Its defining feature is its seamless transitions between dream and reality. There are no clear borders, only shifting perspectives. The film's lesson is subtle but powerful. Human consciousness is not neatly divided, and suppressing desires or fears can manifest in uncontrollable ways. Paprika doesn't just tell a story, it simulates the instability of the mind itself. Neon Genesis Evangelion. In 1995, Hideaki Anno created Neon Genesis Evangelion. It initially presents itself as a mecha anime, but quickly collapses into a psychological and existential exploration. The story follows Shinji Ikari, a reluctant pilot tasked with controlling a giant biomechanical unit to fight mysterious beings called angels. Alongside him are characters like Rei Ayanami and Asuka Langley, each carrying deep emotional trauma. As the series progresses, the narrative fractures. External battles become secondary to internal struggles, and reality itself begins to distort, especially in the final episodes. Its defining feature is its shift from action-driven storytelling to introspective analysis, often breaking conventional narrative structure. The lesson is intense and personal. Self-worth cannot be derived from others, and confronting one's inner pain is unavoidable. The show's confusing, almost abstract conclusion reinforces its core idea that reality is shaped by perception, and understanding oneself is the most difficult battle of all. Devilman Crybaby. Released in 2018 and directed again by Masaki Yuasa, Devilman Crybaby is a modern reinterpretation of Go Nagai's original work, blending graphic intensity with emotional depth. The story follows Akira Fudo, a gentle boy who merges with a demon to become Devilman, gaining immense power while retaining his human heart. His friend Ryo Asuka plays a pivotal role, guiding events toward a catastrophic end. The narrative escalates rapidly, moving from hidden demonic threats to full societal collapse, creating a sense of inevitability that feels almost surreal. Its fever dream aspect lies in its extreme tonal shifts. Moments of tenderness are abruptly replaced by chaos and destruction. The anime's distinct feature is its raw, unfiltered portrayal of humanity at its worst and most vulnerable. The lesson is harsh. Fear and misunderstanding drive humanity to self-destruction, and even empathy may not be enough to save it. The ending leaves you questioning whether hope ever truly existed. Sonny Boy. Released in 2021 and directed by Shingo Natsume, Sonny Boy begins with a group of students mysteriously transported into a void where reality operates on entirely new rules. The protagonist, Nagara, along with characters like Nozomi and Mizuho, must navigate this dimension where each student develops unique abilities tied to abstract concepts. The story deliberately avoids clear explanations, instead presenting disconnected worlds and philosophical dilemmas that feel disorienting. The plot is not about survival in a physical sense, but about understanding existence, purpose, and individuality. Its fever dream quality comes from its refusal to provide answers. Events happen with symbolic weight rather than logical clarity. The anime's distinct feature is its minimalistic storytelling, combined with dense philosophical undertones. The lesson is existential. Meaning is not given, it is constructed, and the absence of structure forces individuals to confront who they truly are. Watching Sonny Boy feels like drifting through ideas rather than events. Space Dandy. Released in 2014 and directed by Shinichiro Watanabe, Space Dandy follows the adventures of Dandy, a carefree alien hunter traveling through space with his companions, Q, T, and Meow. On the surface, it appears comedic and episodic, but each episode operates under completely different rules. Characters can die and return without explanation, timelines reset, and entire universes shift. The plot is intentionally inconsistent, creating a playful but disorienting experience. Its fever dream quality comes from its unpredictability. Nothing is permanent, and logic is secondary to creativity. The anime's distinct feature is its experimental storytelling, with each episode often handled by different directors and styles. The lesson is surprisingly profound. The universe is vast, chaotic, and indifferent, so meaning must be found in the present moment. It embraces absurdity as a fundamental aspect of existence,